Alrighty, boy, I've got a special treat for you today. This is, well, it's called MaeghtVanGottem. Sure. But I want you to look at the label, which is the epitome in do-it-yourself home brewing. I mean, come on, that's somebody's laser printer at home. Didn't even bother to draw a picture or anything. It's just scribbled text. And it's from a brewery which is in Dainza, which is just down the road, probably 10 minutes away, I guess. And apparently this beer is somewhat famous for its raw hops that are included in the beer. So, and I can actually see it, I believe, floating at the top here. So it's got some actual hops buds in the beer, and we're going to see it. But the other thing that I was reading in the ratings is that apparently this beer likes to geyser it up. So I have a bowl to help me catch any beer that might spill over. This is a Belgian ale. The label here says 7% alcohol. Rate Beer has it at 6.5, so I think that's wrong because there's a picture of the beer and it's also got 7% on the label, unless they just labeled it wrong. Anything else? This beer, believe it or not, despite its homebrew appearance, is better known than the last couple of beers I've done videos on. This one's actually got 28 ratings on Rate Beer. Not bad ratings. People seem to like it alright, so I'm looking forward to it. Anything else that needs to be said? I don't think so. Belgian ale, 7%, homebrew, Mike Geyser. So, we're going to have all of our instruments ready here. And of course, this will probably be the one that doesn't spew. But better safe than sorry. Oh. Yeah. Well, here's the hops. Guess what? I'm going to pause the video. Well, that was nothing short of ridiculous. I'm just going to say it. A, I'm glad I noticed in the ratings that it's a geyser. B, I wish I'd taken them a little more seriously. But, yeah, this is going to be a little unorthodox because half of it's going to be poured out of a bowl. I've got frickin' hops leaves everywhere. But I've earned this beer, so I'm going to drink it. And it better be at least decent. Alright, let's start with the bit in here. Yeah, this is just this is a little bit ridiculous. You can see the head is ridiculous, although to be fair, the best beer in the world, the West Fletcher 12, also, it didn't spray me when I opened it, but it's got a head very similar to that, so I won't hold that against it. While we're waiting on this, I'll show you, not much to see because it's just all wet, but this is the hops that were in the beer. And yeah, I don't know much about anything, and especially not making beer. But I guess, based on what I read in the ratings and based on what I see here, that leaving hops in the beer to, because I guess that most of the time you would do your hopping before you bottle it, I believe. But apparently putting this in the bottle and then capping it lets it continue to hop. So I'm wondering if it's going to taste similar to an IPA or something. But yeah, it's also dangerous. You could put somebody's eye out with this beer. Okay, it's gone down just about enough. I'm going to go ahead and give myself a little more. what else can we say about this beer? The color is fairly normal, sort of a straw, hazy color. Again, similar to like an IPA would pour. It's listed as a Belgian ale, and it smells like a Belgian ale. It doesn't really smell like an IPA. Let's go ahead and find out. Okay, it's fairly hoppy. But nothing extraordinarily unusual. It tastes fairly similar to a lot of the Belgian ales I've had, so my IPA theory is out the window. It's hard to, yeah, I mean, there's still just beer everywhere over here. It's hard to focus on the beer tasting when we've had such a great spectacle before the tasting began, but it's a good beer, it tastes good. I mean, it's a really good beer. I quite like it. Is it worth the extra work that's involved in showering yourself in beer? I don't know. I mean, that's a tough call. It's a good beer. I like it. It's got just the right amount of hoppiness. It's not like crazy hoppy like an IPA would be, but it's got a lot of, I don't know, hoppy mouthfeel, and it keeps on going. It's, the aftertaste is there. It's got just a hint of sort of the sweet smell that you get from a triple, and maybe barely there in the taste, but then it fades away, and it's just yeah, it's just a good beer. But this was a lot of hassle. All this right here that you see in this general area. So yeah, of course, knowing what I know now, I still don't think I could have avoided it. I mean, it popped me in the eye when I opened it. That part's unavoidable. I caught everything in the bowl except what sprayed. I don't think it's worth it. It's definitely not a everyday drinking beer. You wouldn't want to have to do this every day. However, I would do it again if somebody else came over and wanted to participate. Just really odd that you apparently have done this on purpose. So I'm going to track down the bastards, and I'm going to pop one of their own beers into their face, see how they like it. The beer itself, I give an A. Either an A or an A minus. I can't make up my mind. But the beer plus experience, I'm gonna bump down to a B plus. So yeah, this is MaeghtvanGottem. I can't even read it anymore because it's blurred. Van Gottem. Enjoy.